Okay, welcome back to the shop. Today I've got a little bit of a different one for you. I've actually got a little leather repair work to do. A buddy of mine, carpenter by trade, and he's had this belt for a long time and wants to see it keep going rather than buy a new one. So that makes me happy. I always like to see being able to repair things like this as opposed to just throwing it away. So I figure I'd bring you along for that. We got some stitching we got to fix up here. The hammer loop itself is broken, so we'll try and do a little welding on that. Have a few rivets to redo there, and then another rivet here on this bag that we'll have to resync. So, I don't know, something a little different. Figured it might be entertaining. Bring you guys along with me. So, with that, let's get to it. So, first things first, let's go ahead and get this off. So I've got all the riveting done, got the bag repaired, the hammer loop repaired, so now we're just on to the stitching. I got the shoulder pad off, as you saw, and then I ripped all the thread out, all the stitching out. So that's a good example of, that's machine stitched. So when you have a sewing machine to do all your stitching, it sews and locks the lace, the stitching, in like this. So it's locked into itself inside of every single one of these stitching holes. That's fine, totally good. They used good stitching. Obviously, he's been using this for years. It's held up. Just recently let go. But what you can do, and what's better, it's called a saddle stitch. I'm gonna do that here. I hand stitch it. So you take 2 needles and your length of thread, and you hand stitch through every hole, which it weaves in and out of every single hole all the way through, instead of only halfway through and locking in, which is a much stronger stitch. Because say, this is on a belt, you got a knife, or you rub up against a corner and it's sharp and it cuts the top of one of these stitches. With a machine lace, that's, once you cut one side, both sides can let go because they're locked into one another. With a saddle stitch, you cut one side, the other thread, the other part that is going through every single hole as well, still holds it. Obviously, nothing's ever going to be perfect, things wear out, yada yada, but it's just a stronger stitch, and I kind of like doing it. So I'll be hand stitching this together. I'll use my thick white thread, a couple of needles, and we'll get to that. All right, there we have it. The bags are all repaired, everything that he was looking for. Shoulder pad stitched up nice. The wax thread will work really good. Weather resistant and everything, sweat and whatnot. I think he actually works hard when he's wearing these, so that should be good. I repaired with all my standard copper rivets. I think it should be okay. This I added a few washers just because the canvas here was already ripped, so I want as much surface area as possible so that rivet can't pull through. Yeah, and then the hammer loop, I have all my copper rivets. It seems plenty solid. Should be good for wear and tear of a hammer going in and out of the loop. But if he has any issues, at any point he can let me know and get it all fixed up. I can add some steel rivets if that's going to be the case, but I think they should do okay. Leatherworkers have been using those for many years. But yeah, so that's that project done. Thanks for coming along with me. I had a good time, and hopefully you did too. Have a good day.